Hi, everyone. Thank you for popping in. Oh boy, it's been a hot one today. So I decided I am going to pop on to YouTube, check out how all of you guys are doing. I'm working with gold wire 22 gauge, and I thought I am just going to pop on, spend some time with you, and make some loops. Where did that come from? It was like something was going to come out, but nothing came out. I have two strands. This particular tree that I'm going to be creating down the road, I'm going to do a little bit different. So it's only two strands of the 22 gauge. And yes, I'm making loops. I know most of you, if you've been a subscriber to my channel, have seen me create loops all the time. Yes, and I'm sure I've got a nickname by now, but we won't get into that. Okay, my loop system is really easy, but it does take practice. So here I am twisting with you. If you've seen me do this, maybe you just want to put me in the background and work on your project. We'll do this for a little while. Sit back, relax, enjoy, and I hope that I'm a benefit to anything that you might be creating as far as wired trees. So my loop system, I am going to just make a loop. I'm going to bend my wire, bring it back up into itself about an inch. Okay, see this? I want to get in here so that you can see it. All right, and I'm going to have a loop that is about this size. All right, another way you can do it, many times I've said use a pen or a pencil, a Sharpie, whatever, getting into that so it's about this size. Gives you an idea of what kind of the size of the loop that I like to create. In there, knowing that when I twist my wire is going to get smaller, the loop is going to get smaller, but here we go. So 3.5 turns, I know, locks my loop into place. So 1/2 turn, 2 half turns, 3 half turns. I know that my loop is locked in, and if I take a pencil or a pen, most I just picked out a pencil, goes into that loop nice and easy. If I take a pen, the tip of it goes through. Okay, now the idea is to get the same size loop right next to the one that I just created. How am I going to do that? Well, it's got to be slightly bigger than the one I created. Okay, so but I brought my wire back into this area right here. Now I'm going to hold on to this wire and this one right up into the V, which I always call is the connecting two wires together. And I'm going to twist that second loop 3 half turns. 1, 2, 3 half turns, and then don't forget to lock everything into place. 3 half turns. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now, again, do they look like they're the same size? No, No, they don't. They don't, but they are locked in. Does that pencil go through that second one? Yes, it does, but it is a little tight, especially when I show you it goes right through that first one that I created. But the idea of the loops, when I make the loops for my tree, I use this for 95% of all of the trees that I create. I make flowers out of these loops. I make leaves out of these loops. This is what I use most of the time when I'm creating a wire tree. Now I want space in here, okay? This is about an inch. I want to go a little bit wider than that. I want to get my thumb in here. This is the size. This is the distance between this set of loops and the next set of loops. Going in there, twist, 3 half turns, 1, 2, 3, locks that loop into place. Right next to it, I want to make another loop, bringing that wire back into itself. Okay, the loop isn't connected yet. I didn't twist it. I want to make it a little bit larger than the one that I just created. Right next to it, I'm going to take this set here and this set here, twist 3 half turns, 1, 2, 3. Now I don't want to forget about that loop. I did not twist that loop. 3 half turns, 1, 2, 3 half turns, and you can see how much wire I lost. Okay, I only have a finger's distance between those two sets of loops. Again, they're not the same size, but almost the same size. So, all right, let's try it again. So I'm going about 1.25 inches distance from the last set of loops. It's my whole thumb here. Okay, thumb. I've got a little bit of space up here at the top. This is where my next set of loops are going to go. Size of my loop. 3 half turns. 1, 2, 3. Right next to it, another loop going in here. Okay. Connecting these two wires together. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, this was going to be a small one. I messed this one up. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, look at the distance. Look at the difference of these two loops. All right, let's see what happens. Where did I put my pencil? There it is. All right, well, it goes through, but look at this. This has got room to play. It probably, well, yeah, I've got a Sharpie here, and I'm thinking maybe it was as big as that Sharpie. Now, that's a little bit big, but it's fine, okay? It's fine. I'm just going to make it 1 half twist on this larger loop in there. Brings it down a little bit. All right, nothing is perfect. It's okay. That's why we practice getting those wires in there. All right, and I don't even think I'm going to get 5 sets of loops in this one. Must be you guys. No. I'm just kidding. There I am. I got this space again. I got my loop. I'm going to twist. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one looks nice. All right, back into itself. And here we go. A little bit bigger for right now. I'm going to twist. My wires are together. I'm going to twist this one and this one right next to each other. 3 half turns. 1, 2, 3. And then that loop. 1, 2, 3. That one's a small one too. Ah, my goodness. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have this much wire. Yeah, I think I'm going to get it. I think I'll get that 5th set in. This does take practice. I'm using gold 22 gauge. I want to get my space in there. 1, 2, 3. Another set. Another set of loops, almost completed. Last, want to connect this one and this one together. 1, 2, 3. And then I want to connect that last loop because it's not complete yet. 1, 2, 3. There you go. All right. Yeah. Look at the size of my loops. This is a small one. This is a large one. It's not necessary that they have to be perfect. These are going to be leaves. All right, so for the tree that I'm working on this set, I'm just going to be splitting these open. I know that they're locked in place because I twisted them. Okay. So how you all doing? I'm doing well, staying cool. We've had a heat wave the past couple of weeks here. It's been dry with some crazy severe storms that pop through. But all is well. All is well. All right, so that's what I did. I just split those open. I want to take my wire cutters. I don't have my wire cutters. Hold on 1 second. I'm back. That didn't take long, did it? All right. And I said wire cutters. Yes, I didn't have my wire cutters, but I needed my pliers also. So I picked those up right away. So when I use my loops, there are many different things that I create with loops. We're just playing here. Twisting wire with friends. New to wire? Practice with me. That's what we're here for. To inspire each other, knowing I love to share what I do. I love to hang with you guys. I love to see your comments, your questions. I just hope that everything that I put on to my YouTube channel is an interest and a benefit to you if you're into twisting wire, if it's to make jewelry, wire wrapping, trees, anything to do with wire. I just love creating the trees, and I gotta tell you, I have been playing. I have been making different things out of wire. And maybe in the next few videos that I will do in the future, I will show you some of the things that I've been creating. It is a playful time, and I am enjoying it. But my business is wire trees, so I need to stay right focused in on my wire trees. So, okay, I wanted to show you a few of the things that I make with my loops. All right, so the first one that I'm going to do is take my pliers, get it into the center of my loop. Okay, I know you're calling me loopy in the background. I know that. That's, but that's all right. It's true. Okay. Center of the loop, and I'm pulling it straight out. It just gives each loop a whole different effect. Now, for this tree that I'm going to be creating, this is what I'm going to be using. If you've seen other videos that I do, I use 3 strands to create my loops. I use very often the teal, the army green, and the peridot. But this tree is a very special tree that I'm creating using my loops, making a different concept. So this is just one thing that I do. Okay? That's just one thing that I do with my loops. All right? All right, that's one set. Now, I have a bag of loops here that are ready to go. I took the time. This is my greens. This is the teal, the army green, and the peridot. The teal and the army green are 22 gauge. The peridot is a 24 gauge. Doing the same thing that I showed you with the gold, I did with the green, and I split them. Now, this is 2 different steps. This is definitely into the center of the loop and pull, okay? Yes. Just pulling out those loops, getting a little bit of a point. And I use this concept if I'm looking for a elongated leaf. Okay? Just a different look on a tree depending on the characteristics of the leaves on that tree. Some loops are smaller than the others, some are a little bit larger, but this is the concept that I'm getting. And this allows me to make my loops ahead of time for the trees that I want to create in the future. All right, so here's the next step that I do. Now this is for a smaller condensed leaf on that tree. I take that loop that I pulled out and I fold it over. So I have the peridot that I just folded over. Now I got the army green and I'm going to fold that over in the opposite direction. I'm going to take the teal and fold that over into another direction. They do not all have to be in the same direction. The gold, the peridot, the army green, they do not need to be in the same order. It just makes this look a little bit variegated as far as your leaves are going. This is the leaf that I use for my flowers. When I create the flowers, I add this kind of leaf in between those flowers that I create. All right. Just a totally different concept when creating your trees. Almost done with this one, but you can see the leaves look smaller and they're more condensed depending on the kind of tree that you're creating. Looking at the characteristics of your trees, you might have a small leaf tree or a large leaf tree. But there you go. When I create a tree that's between 6 and 8 inches in height, I make 50 of these strands to fill the crown of the tree. So that's another thing. All right, I've got one more while I got your attention. And you might have seen me work on these before. Here's another bag of loops that has been created, and this is purple. Now these I'm going to make my crape myrtle flowers. All right, and I do use a different pliers for this. Not really necessary, but I do like a pliers that has a very thin nose to it. You can see I love these pliers. All right, same concept as I showed you with the gold that we went through. Some of my loops are a little bit smaller than the others. It's okay. But for the crepe myrtle, same concept. I'm going in, but with these loops, I'm going in and I'm going to twist about 2.5 turns. So that was 1, 2, and maybe a slight bend. All right, I'm going into itself. So into the center of the loop, okay? Now let's see if I can get the center of the loop. There you go. About 2.5 turns into itself. So I'm just going in like, I don't know that I'm finding the right words, but I'm twisting and I'm pushing back into itself. 1, 2.5. That's just 1/2 of the set of loops that I made. Okay? I hope that you're seeing this. All right, so here we are, right in the center. Okay, right in the center. 1/2 turn. 2.5 turns. And I'm pushing inward. Okay? 1/2 turn. 2.5 turns. And pushing in the center. It's the third one here. In the center of the loop. 1/2 turn. 2.5 turns. And pushing in the center. Now I have something that looks like this. It's kind of like just knots it up a little bit. But I have purple and amethyst wire here. I have one amethyst wire that is 24 gauge. I have 2 purple that are 22 gauge. And I'm going to the next set now. I'm going to try to be a little bit better as far as you can see. So I'm in the center keep moving over to the, all right, in the center of the loop. Okay, I'm going to back it up because I think I'm out of focus. All right, I'm watching the camera to be focused in and making sure that I'm in your viewing area, because I've had a couple comments saying, oh, Carol, your video shows you working on it, but you're like just off corner. I want to crawl into the camera and look down because your fingers are down, they're not up. Okay, so I'm trying to be better and conscious of that. So I'm in the center of this one loop, 1/2 turn, 2 half turns, and pushing in. In the center, 1/2 turn, 2 half turns, and pushing in the center. I'm on this third one now. Back it up, Carol. All right. 1/2 turn, 2 half turns, and pushing into the center. Next set. My fingers are in the way. I'm in this one set here. 1/2 turn, 2 half turns, pushing it in the center. 1/2 turn, 2 half turn, pushing it in the center. Last one here. 1/2 turn, 2 half turns, pushing it into the center. All right, this is the effect that you're going to get. All right. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, want to continue on. I'm just going to go through this. So if you're brand new to my channel, thank you so much. If you are interested in learning about how I create wire trees, and again, I think I say it almost every time, I am just one wire artist on YouTube. We all have different really cool techniques. I am just one artist that uses the loops to create my trees over and over again, because I can make these ahead of time and then create my trees as I need them. This is going to be the crepe myrtle flower that you have seen me do on the YouTube channel. I've got one that's got like 20 different parts to it, creating that really large purple crepe myrtle tree. Lots of really intense work on that tree. That was a couple of years ago. Purple crepe myrtles are still very popular. That's why I keep creating them. And there you go. So 2 different purples. I have amethyst, which is the lighter purple, and then purple, the darker color. That. Now, you saw me make these and this is what I take to connect the two to make my crepe myrtle. I go to the second set of leaves. All right? You don't have to do it this way. This is the way I do it. I always have the green towards me, and I add the purple in front of it. Okay? And I go to the first set of the color crepe myrtle that I want to go. So the first set to the second set of the green, and I put them together like this, and I twist them together. So it's once over, or for you, it's once under, pushing that green wire down, bringing that top purple wire over, all right? And then down again and up, so that I have my two purple flowers in between my green, all right? Up, over, under, and back up. Okay. Now I have three. Still have two flowers. Up, over, under, and back up. Now I only have one flower left, and I want that one flower to go in front of my green. So I'm up, all right? But now I'm going to take this last wire and go in front of that green leaf. So it's one up and over, and bring it back up. All right, and then I'm going to twist the ends together all the way to the end. All right, and this is where you can take your wire cutters and cut that off if you want. But then I take my pliers, wrong one, I go to the one that's a little more blunt, and that's when I want to shape my crepe myrtle, bring everything forward. All right, everything forward, because the crepe myrtle flowers, there is more color at the very end of the branch than there is anywhere else. Now this is one leaf, one set. When I create my crepe myrtles, I need about 50 of these to create one tree. Hey, there you go. Was that fun? It's been fun hanging with you guys. So I do want to share a little bit. Last weekend I had a class down at the market where I have my booth, and I had 4 absolutely wonderful ladies that joined me for a class. Now, when I do a class, I only do 4 people who are interested at a time, because we all learn at different speeds, okay? I want to make sure that I am working individually with the ladies. Sometimes it's friends that get together and we do a class, or it's just one person who wants to come in and learn. And most of the classes that I do are very basic. When I start my classes, you sign up, we just use regular floral wire. Floral wire is inexpensive. It's a practice wire if you don't have scrap wire to work with. And then we just do basic twisting. But in that class, I give them all the concepts that I have learned so they can create a tree. We start out with 50 strands of 22 gauge wire. And I do have a YouTube video on creating a basic wire tree. So if you're interested in that, find that video, go with me, go through with me what I teach at my classes. This video takes you step by step by step if you're just starting out. But at the end of this video, I would just like to share just a minute or two of the ladies who got together. They were real troopers. We spent about 3 hours and we finished the trees. I was not smart enough, not using my head. I did not get pictures of the finished pieces, but I've got to tell you, they were fantastic. Every tree created was different from the person they were sitting next to, but they turned out fabulous. Every wire tree is an original piece, and it has your very own personality added to that tree. We added rocks for the bases. It was just a wonderful class. And again, guys, I hope that you get some kind of benefit watching my videos. If you're a first timer, welcome. I am so glad that you are here. If you are a long time watcher and subscriber to my channel, it's so good to see you, and I'm so thankful that you're still hanging around with me. When I have something new to share, or I feel like I need to pop on and say hi, you guys are right there. If you have any questions, comments, please put them into that comment area below. And if you want to find out when I am popping on and putting a new video on, hit the bell button. That'll let you know that I popped on. I've got a new video for you, and I am so blessed. I mean, I've been doing the video here on YouTube since 2016, and as of today, when I popped on to check in, 997 subscribers. God bless you. You keep moving that number up. I am so appreciative of that. That just gives me the inspiration to continue to do what I'm doing. I hope you get a kick out of my personality. I'm here to have fun, show you what I've learned, and I think in the next few months, I'm going to start sharing some of the wire creations that I have been doing with you, that I have been playing with and doing and having fun with that. So exciting things happening on my end, and I want to share with you. All right, let me show you a quick, I think it's maybe 2 minutes of a class that I did last weekend. So here we are at my booth, facing out to these wonderful ladies. We got Kathy, we have Chelsea, we have Stephanie and Marina, all sitting right at the front of my booth, and we are all creating wire trees using the 22 gauge floral wire. Now these ladies decided that they were going to make willow trees and wind-blown willow trees, and we're just enjoying each other's company, practice, learning the different concepts. It was just so much fun. These ladies had absolutely wonderful attitudes, and I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything better. I asked their permission that I could take some video because I was thinking I wanted to share this video with my YouTube friends. And yeah, this is what we did for 3 hours. They had their choices of rocks or wood. There were a few pieces that were already created to give them the inspiration to find out what they wanted to do as far as their trees. And every single one of them just turned out beautifully. First timers, wire twisters, they did a fantastic job. Thank you, Marina, Stephanie, Chelsea, Kathy, for spending 3 hours with me at the Slatington Farmers Market. And I thank you for spending the past 40 plus minutes with me today, watching, learning, hopefully benefits to you and your adventure twisting wire trees. Have an awesome day, you guys, and we will talk soon.